When Barcelona or Real Madrid come knocking is a phrase I'm sure many a football fan has heard. That feeling that a player of top quality is about to be convinced to move to one of the biggest clubs in world football. We've had countless examples of players leaving their clubs to etch their names in footballing history by playing for Real Madrid or Barcelona. But in recent years, I don't think these clubs have the same pull that they used to. Why? Well, I think there are a number of factors at play here, and I think it will be interesting to explore. First off, I'm going to be talking about what has made Barcelona and Real Madrid the premier destinations in world football. And first off, I'll start with history. Both clubs have an incredibly rich history, with Barcelona founded in 1899 and Real Madrid founded in 1902, and have had greats that have played for them, like Johan Cruyff, Eric Cantona, Lionel Messi, Zinedine Zidane, Kaká and Cristiano Ronaldo, just to name a few. And I think for footballers, being able to play any part in that history is something that they would jump at. And that's why I think many of them end up making that move to Barcelona or Real Madrid should that option become available to them. Secondly, trophies. If you move to Real Madrid or Barcelona, you know that most seasons you have a very good chance at winning the Liga title, domestic cups, and also having a strong run in Europe. Footballers are ultimately judged on the trophies that they win in their career, and there's no doubt that joining juggernauts of world football will help you do that. However, in recent years, elite talent such as Jadon Sancho, Erling Haaland, Kylian Mbappe, Leroy Sané, they've been moving to clubs not named Barcelona and Real Madrid, which makes me think that perhaps these clubs are not as attractive a proposition as they once were, and here are some of the reasons why I think so. Number one, money in the Premier League. Now, whilst money is not everything, footballers have a limited playing career, and they surely want to make as much as they can in that time. The Premier League has a number of billionaire owners, and this, combined with lucrative television deals, make the league the richest footballing league in the world. And this has enabled the top English clubs to compete for the signings of great talents that may have otherwise been headed straight to Barcelona or Real Madrid. Number two, having legendary status at a team. To be considered an icon or a legend at Barcelona or Real Madrid, you have to have achieved something truly remarkable. I'm talking multiple La Ligas, domestic cups, Champions Leagues, and you would have had to play an integral role in the clubs picking up these trophies. And even then, you may only be considered a top 10, 20, top 20 player of all time for that club. Whereas if you go to a team that maybe haven't had the years of dominance or have not been decorated with superstars for years and years, like a Barcelona or Real Madrid, I think firstly that takes the pressure off a player a little bit. It also means that that player can be the person that leads a specific team to glory, and I feel that a player can achieve that legendary status a lot quicker. And my point here is not so much that it's an easier way to becoming a footballing legend. It's more that I think a player's achievements are held, to a higher degree or held in higher regard if they were to contribute to a team that hasn't had the same legends or the level of the success and the demands from the fans that Barcelona or Real Madrid have. Number three, footballing cycles. Dominance in European football typically fluctuates between countries, and in the 2010s, Spain was certainly dominant, with Barcelona and Real Madrid winning 7 out of the 10 available Champions League trophies in that time. However, in the latter part of the decade, both Barcelona and Real Madrid have faltered in the competition, with Barcelona making it past the quarterfinals only once since the 2016-17 campaign, and Real Madrid, since beating Liverpool to win their third consecutive Champions League in the 2017-18 campaign, have failed to get past the fourth round since. Now, you can excuse both these clubs for their underperformance in recent years because of the dizzying heights that they have achieved in the past. But the tide at the top of the game looks to be turning, with a chance for clubs from other countries to really establish a period of dominance in European football, with Bayern in Germany and Liverpool in England looking like the most likely clubs to do so based on recent results. And big spenders PSG and Manchester City also lie in the wait to claim their first Champions League trophy. Now, the reasons for Barcelona and Real Madrid faltering in the Champions League in recent years and even struggling domestically in their league this year, I think is a whole other discussion. But for Real Madrid, their average squad age, I was just looking at earlier, is 27.3, and I noticed that many of the players that were critical to the team picking up the 3 Champions Leagues on the bounce and contributing to the Liga titles, they're still at the club, but they're at the tail end of their career now. And whilst Barcelona, they have a younger squad, they've spent a lot of money on transfer fees and wages on players that perhaps not justifying it at the moment. But regardless of the issues causing the club's underperformance, players could be looking at the situation with Barcelona and Real Madrid, and in their current situation, these players just don't feel that the clubs are best placed to compete for the biggest prize in club football, which is of course the Champions League. Number 4, this point is relevant to Barcelona and more specifically Lionel Messi. Even more specifically, being in the shadow of Lionel Messi. Now you're probably thinking that every player, bar Cristiano Ronaldo, is not on Messi's level and hence they're in his shadow. But hear me out on this. If you are a promising talent and you've got essentially the world at your feet, for as long as Messi is at Barcelona, you're always going to be playing second fiddle. And if you are a promising talent, at least promising enough for Barcelona or Real Madrid to be in for you, you probably have a bit of arrogance about you, a bit of an ego in a good way. You're likely the guy that the team looks for a moment of inspiration to push your team on, to compete for the major honours at your club. But at Barcelona, I don't think you can ever get to that level whilst Messi's at the club. You can make a very strong case for Neymar leaving Barcelona for that very same reason. He couldn't ever see himself usurping Messi and had to find a club where he could be the main man. Again, if you're a top player, I think that's totally reasonable, and I'm merely suggesting that this may be something that players linked to Barcelona or Real Madrid or on the verge of potentially moving there may consider before moving to Barcelona. I'm also aware that Messi's toward the latter part of his career now, and he appeared very disgruntled in the summer. There was a massive back and forth between him and the president, and it looked like he was moving to Man City at one stage. And the way that the club's performing this year, it looks like maybe he won't want to stay for that. And so I put this point in last because if you do end up moving to Barcelona in the coming season, he may no longer be there, and that makes his point pretty much redundant. And I also hear the flip side of the argument that I have made, which is that a lot of players would consider having the opportunity to play for Messi as an unbelievable one, and they would immediately move if they moved to Barcelona if that opportunity came about. So I've chucked this point in last. But I'm very curious to see where incredible talents like Kylian Mbappe and Jadon Sancho, for example, end up, because for me, 5 to 10 years ago, these are players that are without a doubt headed to Barcelona or Real Madrid. And to be fair, I think they could still end up at one of these clubs. However, we did see Manchester United heavily pursuing Sancho in the summer transfer window, and there were a lot of reports saying that personal terms and everything were agreed. It was just that the clubs couldn't come to an agreement on the fee. There have also been a number of rumours linking Kylian Mbappe to Liverpool if Mane or Salah were to get sold. And for me, if a club besides Barcelona or Real Madrid were able to get their hands on one of these players in their peak years, that would be the biggest indication for me that Barcelona or Real Madrid simply don't have the same pool that they used to. Anyways, please let me know what you think. Do Barcelona and Real Madrid have that same pool that they used to? Let me know what you think of some of my points and what I'm sure I got horribly wrong. And yeah,